Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Lord of the Rings online Let's Play. And we are back with Baradbeam. And today we're going to continue on the main story quest. So let's talk to this guy.
From the Pelennor as we fell from Osgiliath.
One sec, had to turn down my volume on my speakers. The city has been lost, Baradbeam. Faramir is missing and his men are dead or captured. We have slowed the enemy's march as much as we could, but now we must see to our own safety. I will bring us by secret passages beyond the enemy camp, and from there we will make our way to the causeway. You will automatically travel outside the causeway forts of the Pelennor Fields when you accept this quest. Yeah. Talk to Dwelin outside the causeway forts. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. You can do it. Alright, the two hunters here. My brother and I left Minas Tirith.
I cannot stop thinking about Gothmog and the great ram, Grond.
My brother and I left Minas Tirith to seek adventure and hunt the mighty Mumakil, and at that time it felt like a prison. Now I see the white city on the horizon and it seems a refuge instead. Can its walls stand against the evils we have beheld? I cannot stop thinking about the frightful apparition, Gothmog. Is it true he has the power to escape death? What will happen when the great ram Grond is repaired and he brings it across the Pelennor? We will do what we must as always and not shrink in fear. Truly we will let it drive us to greater heights of courage. It seems that some of the defenders of the causeway forts fled before the encroaching army and were slain before they reached safety. See if any men survived and defeat their pursuers. It could be their injuries were grave but not yet mortal. Okay. Yeah, we're having a little bit of lag today. Look at the white city. Okay, you want me to run up here. Oh, all around here, okay. This man did not survive. It seems the enemy hewed his body after he fell. Aww. Bring out Mavar. Alright, we got a few deeds here. Man, at one point I thought, wouldn't it be cool to go back and do some deeds? But there are so many of them. You check for signs of life, but this man has been dead for some time. Straight that way. Okay. Does this count as an enemy? It does. Interesting. You check for signs of life, but this man has already succumbed to death. Okay. Alright, now I need one more, and I see you riding over to volunteer as tribute. Here we go. Okay, now where do we go? Back up this way. My cat's bothering me. She's coming to say hello. Hello, babe. Hello, babe. Alright, Duelin.
You found no survivors. Orcs will pay for this.
You found no survivors. I am not surprised, but I am disappointed to hear that good men of Gondor were bludgeoned or hewn even after death. We needed no further reason to hate the orcs, but still they provided for us. We will not forget, and every insult will be repaid tenfold.
This place will soon be crawling with enemies. It is time to leave.
Okay.
Saddle your steed. Tell me when you are ready to ride.
The Pelennor is wide, and it will not be long before it fills with the forces of the enemy. Climb aboard your steed, Baradbeam, and tell me when you're ready to ride for Minas Tirith.
Quickly now, follow me.
I guess I didn't have to get on my steed.
Osgiliath is lost, and its defenders flee across the plain. Can they reach the White City before the enemy overtakes them?
There's someone off the road. We must help them. The young captain is hard-pressed on all sides. Hey, Faramir. I do not know you, stranger, but I can tell by your livery that you are a friend. My men and I must reach the White City, but we are pursued. Southrons harry us on foot and on horseback, and terrible wraiths attack from the skies. Fight them off, my friend. We must reach the city if we can.
The enemy draws near. Fight!
Hey, don't stab Mavar. The dart flies right by your head, missing by inches, and then another.
Faramir has fallen.
Oh god. The White Rider! Gandalf is coming.
For Gondor! For Faramir!
Baradbeam. Faramir has sustained a wound, Baradbeam. Soon the enemy will surround us. He cannot stay here. Ride for the city, and I will follow with Faramir and Prince Imrahil. Go now.
Ride for the city!
Uh-oh. You've come to Minas Tirith in time. Whee!
Some dark sorcery lurks within Faramir's wound. I do not like it.
I wish we had met under different circumstances, Baradbeam, but I'm glad you came to Faramir's defense when you did. His wound is not deep, but I fear that some fell sorcery remains within it. He swoons and does not respond to our voices. I will bring him to his father in the White Tower. Steward Denethor will want to see what has become of his son. I hope that son and father both will have the strength to come through this. The line is strong, I am sure they will. Still, for Faramir to be wounded thus, and so soon after word reached us of his brother's demise, it seems that there will be no end to the challenges set before us in these dark days. I wish we could sit and speak in peace at Dol Amroth, my home, but that is a wish that must wait. I go now to the steward. Hey, Gandalf.
We must hope Faramir's wounding came not from a weapon of Morgul make.
I do not want to worry you, Baradbeam, but there is something unnatural about the wound suffered by Faramir during his retreat from the Causeway Forts. I have seen a wound of its type before, but this seems to have a greatly accelerated pace, and the healing hands of Elrond are many mountains away. Gandalf sighs wearily. There are many servants of the enemy near to Faramir on that field, Baradbeam. We must hope that this wound was not caused by a weapon of Morgul make, for there will be no hope of a cure if that be so. I told Imrahil the same as I am telling you. Do not speak of this worry to Denethor. It may prove unnecessary, but we must not give him reason to despair for the life of Faramir. The young captain is his only remaining heir, and we need the steward to focus on the battle that is sure to come if Minas Tirith is to stand. Gandalf suddenly stares at you piercingly. Of course I am glad to see you, Baradbeam, but there is now work to be done, and little time in which to do it. The pleasantries can wait until after the war is done, if that is a boon we are to be given.
You will need to freely travel throughout the city.
You travel as I do, Baradbeam, on the wings of the storm. Men may call you a harbinger of dark times, but in truth we go where we are most needed. The day that is Minas Tirith, the Tower of Guard. You will need to freely travel throughout the city if you are to best serve the people of Minas Tirith. Any obstruction to your free passage will hinder your efforts, and that is a help to the enemy. The city climbs the easternmost spur of the White Mountains, ascending in 7 levels, each separated by a gate. Men of Gondor safeguard greater and lesser passwords for each gate. The lesser passwords change frequently, and the greater passwords remain in use for much longer. I will give you my pledge of your trustworthiness. Show it to the guards at each gate, and they will teach you the passwords for each gate. And one more thing, Baradbeam. The men of Gondor do not know me by the name Gandalf. They call me Mithrandir, and I invite you to do the same. Okay. Gandalf. Talk to Thalgrim at the Sword Gate to the second circle.
Mordor will regret challenging the walls of Minas Tirith.
Okay. Where? This way. And look how huge this is. Meva. Wait, how do we get to it? Oh, I see him up there. Okay. Their way up over here. Up this way. Okay. Alright, before we do that though, we got these new gloves. How do I put an essence into them? Whoops. I'm gonna do that. I'd like to put the critical. Ah. The critical. And will and vitality. Did I put 7 of them in there? Oh, drag and drop socketed equipment here to slot, unslot, or replace existing essences. Interesting, okay. I just wanted to play around with the essences a little bit because we've been getting them. Hello.
The second circle is home to ale halls, barracks, armories, and the wielding yard.
Mithrandir's word is enough for me, Baradbeam, and I will teach you the greater password for the sword gate. The password is Beacons of Gondor. Share it with no one. Beyond this gate lies the second circle of the city, known to the people of Gondor as the Soldiers' Tier. This tier of the city is home to several ale halls and barracks catering to soldiers and the town guard, as well as a number of armories and the wielding yard. Go in peace and cause no trouble within the city. We have enough of that to spare if the scouts can be trusted. Dr. Sormer at the Silver Gate to the third circle. What? How do I get through? Oh, here. Alright. Hello.
Gondor needs your aid.
Soldiers Neath. And this city is huge. It's gonna be impossible trying to get around here. Okay, I'm looking for a way to get up to the next level. Hall of Laws. So it's that way. I know we passed it. I wish it showed where the ramps were. Oh, it does. That's these yellow things. Okay. Hello.
Beyond this gate lies the third circle, the craftsman's tier.
I will teach you the greater password for the Silver Gate. The password is Anarian. You will find it easy to remember, for he was the son of the Elendil who ordered the construction of this city. At the time it was called Minas Anor, the Tower of the Sun, though it has since been renamed to Minas Tirith, the Tower of Guard. Beyond this gate lies the third circle of the city, the craftsman's tier. The tier of the city houses shops and smithies, as well as the clothiers' market and fellow hall. Builders and merchants will find much to attend their needs on this tier of the city, as well as any who seek the auctioneers of the House of Clamor. Okay. Hello?
Gondor needs your aid.
Alright, where's the... down here. There's an auction house here. They did a good job making the city feel alive, that's for sure. The Haven. How do the people of Minas Tirith have to know the passwords each time they want to go to a different tier? Maybe they're not allowed to go to different tiers.
Prince Imrahil carried Faramir through this gate. Will he live? He must.
Mithrandir says you are trustworthy. There are some for whom that would not be enough, Baradbeam, but it is not my place to deny you. I will teach you the greater password for the Lord's Gate. The password is House of the Stewards. There have been no king for nearly 1,000 years, and Gondor is now ruled by a line of stewards. Mere minutes ago, I allowed the Prince of Dol Amroth passage through this gate, and it seemed to me that he bore the body of Faramir, the son of Steward Denethor. I could not tell if there was life in him, but I fear for the line of the stewards if he should die, or has done so already. It is whispered that Boromir has already fallen. It here shakes his head with a frown. Forgive my gossiping tongue. Beyond this gate is the fourth circle, known to the folk of the city as the Players' Tier. Minstrels and actors frequent the court of Voronway and the Blue Theater, and their wealthy patrons gather at the baths of the guest house before performances. The entrance to the great cistern that feeds most of the city is also on this level, but you would be wise to leave it be. The footing can be treacherous, and the waterstead has claimed more than a few careless lives.
These are troublesome times indeed.
Okay. Is over this way. Player's Neath. This is a nice area here. Here is the ramp.
The fifth circle is the Sage's Tier, and it is a place of learning.
I see that Mithrandir has vouchsafed for you, Baradbeam, but it is not enough for me to teach you the greater password for this gate. I will teach you the lesser password, as I have been instructed to do for friends of the wizard that are not known to me. Password is poetry. Understand that the lesser passwords change frequently, so conclude your business here with haste. The fifth circle of the city is known as the Sage's Tier, and it is a place of learning. Scholars study the stars from its orrery and tower, and natural philosophers make learned arguments from within its quiet courtyard. Several archives can be found of the fifth circle, as can the houses of lore and the scriptorium, where copies are made of valued documents and records. So I think this is where Baradbeam is from, then. Hello?
How may I help you, friend?
Gotta go this way now. The lore Neath. Yeah, wasn't Baradbeam from... Born in Gondor. Yep. So this is where he probably hung out a lot. This tier. There's even a lore master trainer here.
Well met.
The Dome of the Sun is in the 6th circle. The Council of Gondor meets there.
This is the Gate of Stones to the 6th circle of the city, and it is my duty to tell you that Mithrandir's word of your worthiness earns you the lesser password only. Conduct your business with speed and depart. The password for now is vigilance. The 6th circle is known to folk of the city as the Master's Tier, but few of them ever climb to this gate. The House of Healing can be found on this tier, along with the Cold Hall, where the dead are brought to be washed, clothed, and prepared for interment to the tombs, or in the case of the common folk, the ossuaries within the Hill of Guard. The Dome of the Sun can also be found on this level. That is where the Council of Gondor meets to decide matters of state, and errand riders bring their resolutions throughout the city and to the other reaches of Gondor. They have had much to discuss of late, and I urge you not to bother them.
Gondor needs your aid.
Okay. I guess we just go this way. Dome of the Sun. Is there not a ramp here? Maybe it's this? Maybe I missed it? I did. Okay, it's here.
It is the steward's command that you learn only the lesser password for this gate.
Mithrandir's pledge is of value, Baradbeam, but I must follow the commands of the steward. It is his wish that friends of the wizard learn the lesser password for the citadel and no other. The password is justice. 7th circle of the city is called the Citadel, but it is also known as the Steward's Tier. Some of the common folk refer to it as the King's Tier, but that seems distasteful to me. There has been no king in Gondor for many hundreds of years, and the wise rule of the stewards has served us well, if you ask me. The Tower of Ecthelion stands proudly atop the city, a sign of Gondor's might. Steward Denethor rules within the halls of kings, but you will only see within at his direct invitation. The path atop the city's pier is patrolled by guards of the citadel and kept clear of obstructions. If you wish to walk the ship's prow and behold the view, do so in safety while that is still possible. Okay. Ah, over here.
You were denied the greater passwords for some of the levels. What rubbish.
Denethor seeks to demonstrate his authority. He should be preparing for war with his enemies instead of hindering his allies. It does not matter. For now you have free passage through the city. Minas Tirith is strong, and it was built in 7 levels with strategic purpose. Did you notice how the gates alternate size, first on the south, then the north, and then the south again? Such a design causes the ascending road to pass through the neaths in the pier at regular intervals, and carving so many arched tunnels in the stone cannot have been easy. It was done at Anorian's command, so the city could be easily fortified, and an opposing force would have a long road to march before reaching the heights of the city. The walls of the city have never been breached. No enemy has broken the gates. Denethor knows this. He believes that Minas Tirith cannot fall, and that knowledge gives him strength, but is also a weakness. He refuses the help I might give him and the help you could provide. I think that is an error.
We must not rely on the strength of the
We
words.
leveled!
The people must be strong.
Let me take a drink real quick. That's a long piece of text. Alright. We must not rely solely on the strength of the walls, Baradbeam. We must ensure that the people are strong as well. It will not be long before the enemy is arrayed before the walls, and in that moment the city's defenders will need courage with deep foundations. There are some folk with whom you should speak, my friend. Unresolved matters may linger and cast hearts into confusion when the end approaches. Day-to-day affairs in the city are managed by a group of officials that comprise the Council of Gondor. They meet in the Dome of the Sun on the 6th Circle. Introduce yourself to the doorward and do what you can to aid the council. I came here in the company of Peregrine Took, Hobbit of the Shire. He is now a guard of the Citadel. And less said of that, the better, and I expect he could use a friendly word from you, Baradbeam. I spoke with Lord Dune here of the Blackroot Vale a short time ago, and it seems that his sons left the city without his permission, and indeed against his direct command. I understand you met Dwelin and Durafen during their ill-advised adventure. Find them within one of the taverns in the lower circles of the city, and perhaps something can be done to soothe their father's temper. Okay. We've got quite a few things to do here. Is this Peregrine Took? Pippin!
Ah, it is good to see a familiar face in this city of strangers.
Well, hello, Baradbeam. Gandalf hinted that I might be seeing you shortly, but I wasn't sure I believed him. It is good to see a familiar face in this grand city of strangers. I have met a few friends already, but this city is not built to Hobbit scale, is it? I find it quite overwhelming. On the off chance that you really would be turning up, I arranged one of the taverns for a picnic lunch, and I expect it is nearly ready. There should be enough good food and drink for the two of us, and we can share stories and catch up on our adventures. I say our adventures, but really mine has not been very eventful since last we met. I hope it stays that way, and I am not ashamed to admit it. It doesn't seem likely, though, does it? The proprietor of the Thirsty Seer in the 5th Circle of the city should have the picnic basket set by now. You go down there, pick it up, and carry it to the edge of the pier. We can have a lovely lunch at the watch point. I will meet you out there, but be sure to bring the picnic basket. Okay. Well, we will do that, and we will do all of that in the next episode. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, and when we come back, we'll be running around Minas Tirith. Guys, I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Lord of the Rings online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.